Welcome back. Time now for the Environmental Watch. Here's your presenter, Dennis Springer.
When coal is burned, it leads to the release of mercury in the atmosphere. This mercury reverts back to the Earth's surface and enters the rivers, lakes, and groundwater. As a result, all these water bodies get polluted and are unsuitable for safe use. Consumption of water containing mercury is hazardous, more so for pregnant women and infants. In St. Lucia, this was once prevalent, but today there is a change of focus, as many people have stoves and not coal pots. In the past, many in the countryside relied on coal to cook their food, and therefore the cutting of the forests and mangroves was an everyday occurrence. At present, we are more familiar with slash and burn farming practices, which is a component in shifting cultivation agricultural systems. Fertilizers used for farming contain a large quantity of nitrogen and phosphorus. They enrich the soil near the lakes and rivers and help algae growth at a considerable rate. The algae use all the oxygen and do not leave anything for the rest of the aquatic life around. Also, algae formation blocks the passage of light and air for other aquatic animals. This has an adverse effect on the biological life of these aquatic animals, which is termed as eutrophication. Looking at the animal rearing, it must be pointed out that cattle and pig rearing result in a significant amount of nutrient-filled waste. A lot of waste is discarded into the water bodies that are close by, and virulent Pfiesteria toxin collects in the seawater mass. This makes it next to impossible for the aquatic animals there to survive. As a tourist destination, many of us have never given thought to the number of oil tankers that travel in our waters not too far from the coast, and therefore we are vulnerable to oil spills. In recent times, with the increase in traffic in all the oceans of the world, oil spills have become common and are one of the major causes of water pollution. There have been numerous examples of large tanker ships spilling millions of gallons of oil into the sea. Sometimes it is an accidental spill, but most of the time waste, which is in the form of oil, is deliberately released in the seas and oceans. The spill oil spreads to huge areas to form oil slicks, make it impossible for marine life and plants of the aqua to get proper sunlight and air. This causes the possibility of extinction of some of the already endangered species. If there are trials to sink the oil or chemically treated it, the marine and beach ecosystems are also facing further disruption. A few other noteworthy sources of water pollution are atmospheric deposition, water body pollution caused by air pollution, underground storage, pipelines and sewage systems below the surface which leak, polluting the soil and nearby bodies, marine dumping, all kinds of waste like paper, plastic, rubber, metal, etc. dumped into the oceans, forest fires, uncontrolled fires in the wild pollute the water bodies nearby. Water pollution has become a prime concern for most nations, and there is a shortage of quality drinking water all around the globe. It is high time that each one of us contribute towards making our environment clean and healthy. We can all provide a helping hand by minimizing the waste material in our households, especially with the proper utilization of water. The governments of many countries have gone in for purification schemes of rivers and lakes. Only with a collective effort can this grave problem be tackled before it is too late. We may very well have to start thinking in St. Lucia of desalination, because the livelihood of many of our citizens is tied up in the tourism industry, and therefore water is very important at present to the survival of this country we love so much, we call St. Lucia.